Hey guys, I'm sorry if my title sounded like I'm screaming.
I just want to put on new makeup.
But that's all I want to do because so many of my past videos have been first impressions, Sephora haul, Ulta haul, more first impressions. I have gotten so much new makeup and have only used them once. And I'm like, I need to use them again. Hence us being here. So a lot of these aren't new. I think I'm going to put in the title that this is a Sabrina Carpenter inspired makeup look. So do not be scared of my lips because my lips are scaring me, but that is why my lips look like this. Anyways, let's begin. So I basically collected everything from all my recent hauls, my first impressions, even back towards my Black Friday haul. There's so much makeup I haven't touched from the hauls and first impressions, and I'm like, I need to use them more than once. They're all still fairly new. So the latest eyeshadow palette I got, or just any kind of eyeshadow in general, is this Tarte Maracuja Juicy Eye and Cheek palette. I haven't seen anyone using this. I get it. When it popped up on Trend Mood, people were saying like it's so boring. So I kind of have a vision today. So let's start with the shade Rose and a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna sweep that above my crease. So I basically went through all my makeup, put all my recent orders in a box. I went as far as back to my Black Friday haul because there are products there where I still haven't used again. And when I was combining all of the products, at the end, everything looked like it was gonna be a pink look. My newest lip products, my newest cheek products, they're all very bright pink. So while I was looking at them, I was like, this looks very Sabrina Carpenter-y. This looks very Sabrina Carpenter-y. And I was like, well, I can basically do a look that looks like her looks. That's what I'm gonna try to do today. I feel like I'm pretty late in knowing who she is. I started hearing about her through my TikTok during Coachella. Like, people were posting a lot about her, and of course her
I'm working late because I'm a singer
song, like, oh my gosh, that's stuck in my head. So she's just popping up on my TikTok a lot, and I was like, wow, her makeup is very bold, it's very pink, it's very pop starry, and it's nothing like the makeup I do. So I was like, okay, this will be fun, stepping out of my comfort zone. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Peachy Beige and stick her more in the outer corner and like maybe up here. When it comes to eyes, I can't tell of a signature one she does. I feel like the blush and the lips are always the same. So with this, I don't have an exact look I'm thinking of. I just got these eye brushes from BK's Angie Hot and Flashy collection. All I've been loving is this concealer brush. I don't know why I never looked at her eye brushes. She also has hooded eyes, and she basically designed these for her types of eye. And I was like, these are just perfect for my hooded eyes. I'm using A502. So it's flat right here, but then it spreads. And it works perfectly under my hood right here. So I'm gonna use Grounded as a liner for the outer corner. Her eyes aren't usually that dark, and Grounded is the darkest shade out of all this, so I'm not gonna intensify this. I'm gonna use it as a liner. I'm gonna go in with Rosy Copper and keep it like right here, and then I'll put Pearl, the really bright white, more in the inner corner. So these shimmery glittery shadows aren't really good packed on a brush. They're more like a topper. And I feel like that's what her looks look like. I don't know, maybe I'm making up her looks in my head. So we're taking Pearl. I feel like that combo looks good. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Petal for the brow bone. And so for my newest eyeliner, it's the WYN Beauty by Serena Williams eyeliner. I didn't have much to say when I talked about her in my first impressions. I was talking more about how she is very expensive compared to my other eyeliners. But ever since that video, I've been using her, and she made it towards the top of my favorite eyeliners. Again, I will post that video of the best liquid liners for hooded and oily lids. But she was stuck on my eyes. I want to say like 10 to 12 hours. My lids were very greasy. I even cried a lot, and I was like, holy crap. Even though I have a lot of liquid liners that do not transfer or move on my oily lids, as soon as water hits them, then they start breaking up and my eyeliner just disappears. But with her, she does feel very athletic in terms of color. She's not the blackest and she's not as smooth as my other liners, but I still put her up there because of the fact that she doesn't disappear with water. When I tried her on for that full day where I cried and she didn't move, I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to try a kickboxing class and we have one like right down the street, but we've never been. And I was like, you know what? I want to see if she lasts throughout that class. I have never planned to put any of my liquid liners on for any kind of workout because again, they all disappear very easily. But after the class, I came home and she did not budge at all, which was like mind-blowing to me because all these liquid liners that say waterproof, they don't mean a thing. It means nothing, especially on my oily lids. I was sweating like crazy and she did not move, she did not bleed, which totally blew my mind. I'm not gonna test my other liners out like that because again, if they come off easily when I cry, it's not gonna last when I sweat. Okay, so in this video there are actually 3 new products that I haven't used yet. Both of these liquid bronzers, Saie and Makeup by Mario. And then this About Face highlight fluid. Apparently the product isn't new, she just changed the packaging. This is in the shade Roses in the Walls. I love that name. I already put on my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. On Instagram, she was putting this on before her foundation. So I'm gonna try that. I haven't swatched it yet, but it looked very liquidy. I mean, it's a liquid highlighter. I don't like that it's separating a lot. I feel like you can see that it's like separating everything and I feel like you can barely see it. She put some on her nose. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but in person it is spreading unevenly like it was on my hand. And I am using the About Face foundation to go with this. I mean, that technically is my newest foundation I bought. They're both very glowy. It could just be my fingers because there's some gaps missing where I tapped my fingers. I don't know, first impressions, I'm not a huge fan. So in the bathroom light, you cannot see the pink tint at all. It looks glowy and almost oily. I mean, I feel like if I put this, since this is very glowy, in this area, it'll just look like this, if that makes sense. Let's see if you can see what I'm talking about, because when you put this on, it's very glowy. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit of foundation over that. It does look glowy. See? Over here, like, you can just see that the whole foundation itself is glowy. Like, you can't even tell that that highlighter is there. So I feel like that definitely has to be put on top of the foundation, because even though this foundation is a light medium coverage, it still covered up that highlight. But the foundation though, I've mentioned so many times that I love this foundation. I feel like if you put on blush first and then the foundation over, that works because a lot of blush nowadays is very, very pigmented. But with this highlighter, it's not pigmented enough to show up underneath the foundation. The newest concealer I got is the Saie Concealer. I just used her in my first impressions. I loved her. I was shocked that it wasn't giving me those horribly deep lines, but at the end of the video you could really see those lines. I didn't set her, so this time I'm gonna set her and see if anything changes. I do remember that I had to put on a lot more than usual. When I put on a first layer, she kind of blended away really fast that I had to put on a second layer. I'm just shocked because most of the time, once I immediately put on concealer, it already sets into the lines I have there. And then the highlight doesn't matter because my concealer covers it. So I'm just putting on Hourglass setting powder. This is not a full coverage concealer. You can see the outline of my dark circle. There are a few concealers though that are better at covering this, but I still like this even though it doesn't give me full coverage because it's very glowy. I don't know what it is with products, but a lot of times you can just tell when you like something, because even though the past few months I've gotten 7 different concealers, like you can just feel and see the difference and you can just tell which ones you like even though they all do the same thing. There's just something about a certain product where you're like, yeah, that's it. Even though this isn't giving me the amazing coverage that some other concealers do, something about it just makes me really like it. Because in my last video when I tried the e.l.f. concealer, I didn't like it. Like something about it just felt off, looked off to me, but I can't tell what it is. So I don't have a brand new brow product. The Bare Beauty Brow Gel is the newest one I got on my Sephora haul. I also had the Kulfi Brow Gel and I did not like it. I went back and watched how to apply that brow gel So I tried it again and I finally understood the whole reason for all the brushes on the brow gel. So when I applied it properly, like how they wanted, it's basically that brow that's plastered to your face like that. I call it the Grinch brows, you know, where they're very like straight up like that. So I hate that look, but you can get that look so easily with the Kulfi brow gel. So I returned that and I kept the Rare Beauty brow gel. So with the Kulfi brow gel, when I was watching how to use it properly, they first used the gel to like mess up the eyebrows. I was doing it the opposite. I was using the brush to mess up the eyebrows afterwards, but they used the brush with the gel to mess up the brows. It looked like that, but even worse. And I do not like that look. So now after learning that, that's all I've been doing with my brow gels. I mess them up first with the gel so that the gel can get in between all the hairs, you know, so it looks a little crazy like that, and then I clean it up. Okay, on to bronzer. I'm very scared. I've been loving cream stick bronzers. I haven't tried a liquid one yet. I don't know what to expect, especially because they're very different shades. This is very contour shade versus bronzer. I got the light medium for the Makeup by Mary one, and then Saie's Dew Bronze is in the shade Salt. So it has both a pump and a wand. I personally don't think either of them will make a difference in what it looks like because you're gonna blend them both away anyways. But again, if you want more hygienic, like if you have clients, then sure. But if this is just for you, then obviously you can use the wand. I want to see how pigmented and how well these both blend so I know how to apply them to my face. Oh, okay. So this one's very watery. I feel like I pumped out a small amount. This looks very, very pigmented. For this, you'd have to put less. I don't know. I feel like... So this is definitely not as watery. This actually feels a lot greasy. Okay, so the shade isn't as scary once you spread it out. Yeah, it's a lot greasier. This is starting to dry and it feels powdery, and this is greasy. Okay, I like how this spreads more. It's more of a consistent spread. The wateriness of the Makeup by Mary one is making it look patchy. Again, gonna look completely different on my face probably. And I'm hoping I love him because of the countless amount of times I bitch about this guy. This one better step up. Okay, so my camera just shut off out of nowhere, and I'm hoping it recorded the bronzer part. But if it didn't, I'm putting on the Saie and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much more than the Too Faced cream bronzer I used in my first impressions. She blends away and blends better than the Too Faced one. So instantly, I would rather buy her over the Too Faced bronzer stick. I'm so shocked that like everything I've been getting from Saie lately, I've been loving. The first product I got from Saie was their blush. I love the blush. And then I tried on the luminizer. I love the luminizer. Then I tried on the concealer. I love the concealer. And then now I tried on this and I love her. So I'm very, very shocked. It's very rare that I like that many products from a brand. But see, nothing contoured up. So again, she is way more watery than the Saie one. She's more of a bronze shade. See, already you can see the colors. You can see, I'm gonna blend that some more. You can see how much more orange and bronzer that is compared to the contour. So right now in terms of color, I like the Saie one more. I'm more of a contour girly versus a bronze girly. Okay, well now looking at the sizes, it looks like this one's probably more expensive because this one's 30 ml and this one's 12 ml. So it's more than double the size of this, but you do have to put less with that because that's more concentrated. With that, like I barely put a full dot, but with this I notice I'm putting more on. Very watery. It feels like water on the skin because when I put it on my face it feels cold. Like it feels like I'm putting cold water on my skin. It spreads nicely. It spreads way better than the Soft Sculpt on me. already I like it way more. The soft sculpt that everyone loves, for some reason, looks extremely patchy on me. Kind of looks a little dirty and muddy. And it's funny because this one's more bronze and orange, yet this one doesn't look dirty and muddy. So yeah, I mean, instantly I will take this over this. She has done absolutely nothing for me other than stress me out. And her, I'm actually loving her. Shockingly enough, I actually don't know which one I like more because again, they're very different. I personally like contouring more than bronzer, but I think since I like this one way more than that soft sculpt, that I don't mind that this is a bronzer. So yeah, I don't know. You know, am I trying to look glowy for the day? More sun-kissed? Or am I trying to look more snatched? So again, very different, but I love both of them. I finally found the Makeup by Mario bronze product for me. So let's go into blush, the thing I'm scared about most, because Sabrina Carpenter's blush is very heavy. And her blush is pink, very obvious stripe here. Honestly, out of all my blushes, I swatched a bunch of them to make sure this pink one, called Pink, is the most pink out of all of them and vibrant. But her blush is also very shiny and highlightery, so I thought it would be perfect to put Happy, my newest blush I got. Finally using Happy. She was my favorite shade out of all the Rare Beauty blushes I tried that day. So I can finally use Happy again. So I'm not gonna blend this out like I usually do. I have to make it look obvious, and it's already looking obvious. But you know what? That's not obvious enough. I need like 3 more layers of that to look like her blush. It's just, it doesn't work on me, guys. Blush just looks the most natural on really light skin tones. Like all of my older makeup looks, I never wore blush. It didn't look like I needed blush for my skin. It wasn't until I was doing my best friend's makeup and all she had was foundation on, and I was just like, holy crap, you need blush. So yeah, it wasn't until that day that I was putting makeup on her where I realized how blush was so important. Again, especially for the lighter skin folks, because they're naturally so much blush in their skin. So I mean, the blush looks good on Sabrina, but I feel like it looks clownish on me. Oh my gosh, I'm not kidding, that's what her blush looks like. It looks like a big stripe of pink. Okay, that is not meshing well with my concealer. Oh my gosh, that is not, it is not. I think because when I wipe it away, like I'm wiping the concealer along with it. Oh no, oh no. It's so heavy that completely took away my concealer. Okay, and now I'm gonna set it with Happy. Okay, that looks more like Sabrina's look now. But I like doing these things that I would never do. It's fun and I like experimenting, but again, this is not for me. I do like the pink shade. I thought bright pink would look horrible on me. Why does it look so good on this side and then it looks horrible on this side? So the newest mascara I got was this Meloway Mascara in my Black Friday haul. It's the one that like you can bend in any way. I haven't touched this ever since my Black Friday haul. Again, this is a video just to play with all of my newest products I got. For my newest lashes, I got a bunch of House of Lashes cat lashes, and these are the most natural out of the ones I got. And I feel like Sabrina doesn't wear really thick, heavy lashes. Like honestly, when I look at her pictures, it doesn't even look like she's wearing any fake lashes. Okay, so I'm gonna go put these lashes on. These are the kitty cat ones. Okay, so we're gonna do another thing that's out of my comfort zone, which is not putting any eyeliner on. She always uses a bright liner to like open up her eyes. I don't like that. I feel like it looks weird on me, but that's what we're gonna go for. But before I do that, I'm gonna go back in with Rose and Peachy Beige, just these two. So I was looking through my pencils to find any kind of white or like eye-opening pencil. Then I was like, dude, I did this whole eyeshadow stick video. I have to have something in there. And I'm gonna be using the REM multi-use eye stick in the shade Starlight. So I finally have a use for her. A random thing I found out about Sabrina Carpenter But people were saying, again, I don't know if it was on TikTok or if it was like on a Reddit thread or some kind of thread, but even me and my husband would talk about this because in Taylor Swift's one song where she says, and everyone's a sexy baby, me and him were just like, what does that mean? But I don't know if this is true, but someone was saying it's referring to her friends. For example, Sabrina Carpenter, look how tiny she is compared to Taylor Swift. And they're saying she's referring to them, like all her friends, they're all like sexy babies and I'm the monster on the hill, you know, because Taylor Swift is all tall. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but that makes complete sense. She has a very, very bright inner corner. So I'm gonna go back in with Pearl for the inner corner. I already feel very uncomfortable not having liner. I think it looks a little cute though. But again, not my type of makeup. Okay, now let's try the highlighter on again. Even though this isn't the highlighter Sabrina wears, like her highlighter is very stark white, like right here. But this is the newest highlighter I have, so I'm gonna use her. Now I'm gonna use a sponge because I feel like she looked weird with my fingers. To me, it doesn't look like highlighter. It looks more like a shine, kind of like e.l.f.'s Halo Glow underneath the foundation kind of vibe. When I blend her out both with my fingers and the sponge, she kind of disappears into a shine, which the foundation already gives. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not feeling her. Since we're here, I want a obvious white highlight. So I'm gonna go in with this white one because it's very obvious and white. Already, see, already I'm like, there it is. That's her look. That's Sabrina Carpenter look. This really white highlight and over the top blush. Bam, there it is. Okay. I feel like that matches perfectly. Now I actually feel like Sabrina because of that highlight. Dang. Should I start doing that? Should I put on like my blush and then just put the highlighter, bright highlighter here? I'm usually putting it up here, but hers is right here in the center. You know what? I'm gonna keep it there so badly. I wanna like bring it all the way up here. I feel like that highlighter really put that look together. I'm not gonna look like her. I'm not white and blonde and have bangs, so this is the best I can do. With the lips though, another thing out of my comfort zone. She's very heavy on the lip liner. She doesn't blend it in, so it's a very obvious lip line and then very glossy pink. And I was like, okay, that's perfect because my most recent lipstick is this e.l.f. Pout Clout lip plumping pen. I'm using it in the shade Just Peachy. And then I had to find my darkest lip pencil and it's this Colourpop in BFF3. Can't I blend it just a tiny bit? It looks so much better on her. I feel like it makes me look like a clown. You know what? I'm gonna go back in with Pearl because I just want to put her everywhere after putting her on my cheeks. Oh. Okay, let's do another flash review, even though I did that in my first impressions and my hauls. But now that I've used some of these for multiple times, I feel like now I have a true feel for them. Still love her. I'm not going to recommend her because I know a lot of people, this is not a lot of people's vibes. And it's just so weird how Tarte never pushed this. But I've been enjoying her the past few times I've used her. I actually really like this pink blush. I don't like pink blush, but this is the pinkiest I have out of all of them. And this one's my favorite bright, obvious Barbie pink. So she's still a yes for me. My WYN eyeliner went from a like okay to oh my gosh, I freaking love her. I do recommend her now. e.l.f. lipstick, still good. Meloway Mascara, still mascara, does her job. I'm not one who really knows mascara, so I can't give you a decent feel for her. Still very much in love with Happy. I really feel like she really made the pink blush pop out so much more. I do not like the liquid highlight. I expected it to be a lot more thick and pigmented, not watery, not patchy, but I did not vibe with her at all. Concealer, I still love her. Even though she did give me like a line right there. All of my concealers do, but at least it's not as heavy and intense as the other concealers. But I just feel like she looks the most glowy and natural out of so many of my concealers. You know how everyone's loving and raving about Tower 28 and how natural and how dewy and glowy it is. She's my Tower 28. That's how I feel about her. I do not feel that way about the Tower 28. The last two are the bronzers. I love them. They both got the job done. Contour, bronzer. These two I just gotta play with more. So these are truly first impressions. There's my Sabrina Carpenter inspired makeup. I think it looks so cute. The blush looks super cute and girly. It's just the lips that are bothering me. For some reason, it works perfectly on her. I don't know if it's because it looks good on blonde girls, since on her and on Pamela Anderson, it looks really good. And on me, it looks a little clownish, but yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.